After finding out that he was outside of a WWE title picture for NXT TakeOver Brooklyn, Tyler Breeze went to William Regal and said, hey, I want to have a high-profile match where basically I'm going to be looked at as, even though I'm not in the title match, I am in the main event. I want people looking at me like I am a big deal in WWE's NXT. We've seen, Tyler Breeze wrestle in a few main events at TakeOver specials. I can think of the Fatal 4-Way, and I believe he had another one where it was just a one-on-one against Neville. Maybe that was just a regular NXT show, but it was a really built-up show, so... I know that he's had main events, and I know that he's been there before. Tyler Breeze is a big staple of NXT. I believe that a lot of people have been looking for him to get bumped up to the main roster somewhere along the way. Some people think that he's just going to be a perfect fit to wrestle against a guy like Dolph Ziggler, or maybe take Dolph Ziggler's place and be a fixture in the United States in the Intercontinental title picture. We'll have to see what comes from there. I think that, Tyler Breeze definitely is one of the best hands that they have. He always seems to be, wrestling in great matches, and maybe he has done everything there is to do in NXT, and maybe that's good that he's wrestling this match here. William Regal, in storyline, basically, took a few weeks and basically pulled a rabbit out of his hat, finding a way to get a big match for Tyler Breeze, and that's being Jushin Thunder Liger, coming all the way from New Japan Pro Wrestling, is going to be wrestling at the NXT special. He's actually going to be flying over on the same flight as the New Japan wrestlers. They're going to be wrestling for Ring of Honor in the same city on the same night. It's a kind of a sticky situation how New Japan Wrestling was able to book this kind of a deal, but I think when WWE calls, everybody knows that WWE is the main game in town, and anything you can do to make these guys happy, you make sure that you do it. New Japan Wrestling isn't brand new to WWE. They've been putting them over for a few months now with the Finn Balor special. They went in depth into Finn Balor going to New Japan, training in the New Japan Wrestling Dojo, joining up and forming the Bullet Club with Carl Anderson, and basically having a lot of the inside look at New Japan, because that was a big part of building up Finn Balor, who became the NXT champion at the Beast in the East show live from Tokyo. Now here we are, we're going to the NXT special. Jushin Thunder Liger is going to be coming over. If you watch a lot of the things on the network, basically WWE likes to call Jushin Thunder Liger one of the best cruiserweight wrestlers of all time. A guy that came to WCW wrestling in the 90s, having some great matches against Brian Pillman. They say that Liger is the guy that invented the shooting star press. They called the 1992 Super Brawl 2 match against Brian Pillman one of the greatest cruiserweight matches of all time. I think there's a lot of buzz about Liger coming and wrestling for WWE for the first time. This is the guy that wrestled in some matches in the earlier 90s, but by the time WCW became real popular during the NWO era, the matches that Liger were wrestling in were few and far between, and the matches that he was wrestling in really didn't matter in the long run. Now, when you watch New Japan Wrestling on the New Japan World, the matches that Liger wrestling for New Japan, honestly, most of the time are the pre-show matches, or a match that just really has no buzz at all. I've seen this guy wrestle in 8-man tags with Tiger Mask and Captain New Japan probably at least 3 or 4 times since signing up for New Japan. But I think that honestly, I saw Liger wrestle WrestleMania weekend for Ring of Honor, and this guy always finds a way to deliver. People say that Liger is really getting up there in age. He's very hard to be mobile backstage because of his age and the bumps that he's taken over the year, but somehow when he hits that curtain and he makes his way down to the ring, the guy acts like he's 20 again. I think that honestly it'd be hard for it'd be hard to understand why Tyler Breeze would lose, but then again, would they really bring in Liger all the way from Japan just to lose a match and put over Tyler Breeze at the same point? So this is a little bit of a hard match to pick, but I'm going to go with the hometown guy. I'm going to go with Tyler Breeze getting the win over Liger, and seeing if that helps shoot him into stardom sooner than later.